So I had a terrible sleep last night. But amongst the terrible sleep, I'd had a few different dreams, and one in particular, his. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm convinced that sometimes your dreams are. It's your subconscious connecting you to another reality, another time, something like that. But this dream that I had was crazy, man. It was like. I was still myself, but I worked in a completely different type of job. And everything that was happening, it was just so strange because I didn't have any control, right? But I knew I was still me. Everything I experienced was like through first person view. Basically, though, in the dream, I remember I worked for like this quarry, like this rock quarry, right? In the dream, um, and there was something going on like outside, and I remember one of my coworkers. He wasn't somebody that I knew. I didn't know him at all, but I was just having to guess. I think it was like on a smoke break or something like that. Either way, I was outside, and then somebody I could saw that he was like having a heart attack, and in this reality, either CPR didn't exist or I didn't have the same like medical training that I do. But this guy was like having a heart attack or something like that, and so I called the ambulance or whatever the equivalent of it was in this other world. And I was told right after I'd called them by my boss, like they got a hold of me on this radio or phone thing, and they told me like not to be there when the help showed up. And I was like, what the hell, like that's weird, shouldn't I stay with this person? Like I was asking like all the logical questions. They're like, no, if you want to keep your job, leave, like just don't be there when they show up. And I was like, okay, that's really really weird, but I did. Um, and incidentally, like I kind of like checked back a few minutes later and I saw this helicopter taking away the person's body, but it wasn't like a regular helicopter that we think of like life flight kind of thing. It was like a military helicopter. Like it was massive, it had guns on it and like the missile things on the wings or whatever of the helicopter. And it was really weird. I remember just thinking how strange that was. And then we were supposed to have a like meeting about it a few weeks like sometime later in the dream. And right before this meeting happened, there was like a rock slide. And because I felt like I saw something I wasn't supposed to see, and also being told not to get involved with the help of arriving for this person was really strange. In the dream, I had a friend who also was teaching me to like rock climb. Him and I were really good friends, and I remember trying out rock climbing, like on some actual rocks and falling once or twice. And I had no control, but I like felt so unbelievably real. And then after all this weird stuff with like the job happened, I came to my friend and I was talking to him about it. And as I was mid conversation, I just woke up, but it felt unbelievably real, man. It was weird.